this is Dee from D&D's Creations, and today I'm going to attempt to do a recipe pouch for my recipes. And so I got this idea from another YouTube video, and I'm going to attempt to try to make one of my own. And right here, if you could see, I have my chipboard. I actually got this from my scoreboard. When I bought it, it came with this big piece of chipboard, and I actually cut it into different pieces. And I have my three 12 by 12 papers all rolled up, and what I pretty much did is tape them together and glue them in order to make this project work. So I'm gonna set up my table and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, as you can see, I've opened up my paper, and this one over here, this pink one, is going to be the outside of the pouch, and I'm going to use this bubbly one for the inside of the pouch. And when we put it together, it's going to be like this. So the first step would be to prepare the inside of the pouch. So we're going to put this one aside, and we're going to work on gluing the chipboard to these pieces here. Now it's going to be kind of hard because the camera only goes so far. So pretty much this is going to be my flap to close. This is going to be the top of the recipe pouch. This is going to be the back, and then this is going to be the bottom, and this the back, but I can't show you that in the camera yet, so we're just going to do it in pieces. So first we're just going to glue these pieces, and then we'll move on and then cut the sides to make sure everything fits the way it should be. I plan to put some adhesive tape. I've seen it where they use the glue gun. I'm not really a fan of the glue gun, so I'm going to try the adhesive tape because I'm not sure how the glue gun is going to do with cardstock. I don't want it to mess up. And I think if I put enough of these, it will definitely stay. So as you can see, I'm using my ATG gun to put as much adhesive as possible on all the areas. Oops. This tape sometimes gets stuck. Okay, now that I covered all the areas, I am going to put it down. And we have to make sure this is straight. Let's put it right here. Okay, and we do have to leave a portion for a flap to go in. Okay, so now that we've put it down, and it's really strong, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. We measure, you want to leave a little space because it has to fold into it. So I think that's a good enough amount of space. So now we're going to put adhesive on this piece. Okay, now that we have put our adhesive, we're going to leave a gap. I think right here. And now I'm gonna glue my other part. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue all of it, and then I'll get back to you guys. Okay, as you guys can see, I've already glued everything together, and I cut off the sides. And I actually used my little tool, and I made little indentations here to make it easier to fold. So now I just have to glue all this area. And I got to finish cutting these corners so it could be a nice cut there. So when you fold it, it actually comes out looking really nice. And that's the reason why, say, it would be like this, and then I just have to cut that piece. So I'm gonna put this together because this is going to be the inside, and so we can work on the outside. So I'm gonna glue all of this, which I have to put adhesive all over here, and then put it here, and then I'm gonna put tape on this inside because you're not gonna be able to see it, and it'll be stronger. Okay, as you can see, I have glued this side with my adhesive gun, and I'm going to use tape to give it more stiffness, if you might call it, to make sure it's gonna stay, to ensure there's not gonna be any problems with it. And so you would do this all around, and I just wanted to show you a piece on how I put the tape, and then I'm gonna finish it and then get back to you guys. So pretty much that's how it would look once I've glued it and taped it. So now I'm gonna do this side and the edges, and so we can work on the other part. Okay, as you can see, I've already pretty much done everything. I've glued it, taped it. I just wanted to leave this piece here so you guys can see how it's done. And as you can see, I'm putting my adhesive tape on it. I also put it on the chipboard to make it a little stronger. Having a little bit of trouble with my gun here. There we go. Okay, so you make sure it's as much to the edge to the chipboard. Make it nice and tight. We add some tape to it. I like to put it right to the edge there to make sure that my edges are protected. Okay, so this is how the outside would look, except this is not the outside. This is actually going to be the inside, so it's going to be like this. And then once we put the other paper, it'll be on the outside of the chipboard. And that's what we're going to work on next. So once I make my lines here, which you could do with your little tool from the scoreboard, make a nice little line here to give it indentation it needs to fold. There we go. See, it gives it a nice fold there. Okay, so I'm gonna get the other part ready. Okay, so now I have prepared the back part, which will be the outside of the little box, and so I just need to cut this area here, but before I do that I want to glue this in to make sure I cut this straight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue this part, and I'm gonna still use my adhesive gun to do that. Okay, if you notice, I've already put all my adhesive tape in. I put a lot of it because I want to make sure it stays. So basically the only thing left here to do is to make sure I got the right side where I want to put this. I want to make sure that this edge here goes towards the inside, so on the flap. Well, actually that's not what I wanted. I wanted it to go on this side. I want to make sure the flap looks pretty. So the important part now is to make sure that I put it at the right location. And it's so sticky that makes it a little difficult, but I think I pretty much have it there where it needs to go. And so the next step is just gluing everything down. And pushing it down, making sure it's nice and smooth. And so let's see here. it's starting to look like the outside of the box. Looks good. See where I attached, it's coming out in the back, which it works well. And here in the front it looks all pretty. So now all I need to do is cut this edge here. And I will take care of that now, and then do the same thing, glue all these areas here to attach it. And so I'm gonna take care of that. Okay, as you can see now I have put all my adhesive everywhere, and I don't know if you could tell there, but it's all around. And I did my corners where I cut, and now I have to make sure you glue it nice and tight everywhere, the whole way around, because on this area we can't put tape because it would look ugly, and so it has to look nice. So I have to make sure that I do it nice and smooth and it's well taped. So I'm going to do this all around and then we'll continue. Okay, so as you can see, I'm done. It's ready to go. All I need to do now is prepare the inside, and I'm going to use these lunch bags that you could buy at Michael's or at any other craft store, and to make little envelopes to put my recipes in. But this is how it looks. Nice and clean, and it folds perfect, as you can see. Very nice. Super cute. Okay, so now the next step is, after we've completed this, we're going to use paper bags, and we have to cut them and we have to glue them. I was going to use white. Preferably it would have looked nicer in white, but I don't have enough bags for this little recipe book. So we're going to use brown bags, and then we're going to decorate them. And so we're going to start by that. I'm going to start gluing them together. As you can see, I've made a fold here on the first bag because that would go glued there to start, you know, to stay put, and then the rest will be glued to each other, and then the last one will also be glued to the other side. And I will show you how that's done in a minute. I'm just going to get started here with the gluing process. As you can see, I have put my tacky glue on because I want to make sure it really sticks, and then I'm going to align it to my other bag that I have folded already. Make sure they're even, and then I'm going to glue and press down. And as you can see, all I'm gluing is the part, the flap, this part here that flaps down, because you want to leave room for it to open when you're going to put the recipes in. So you see I have my flap here that's going to be glued to the case, and then as you can see, this is glued together, and obviously you have to let it dry and stuff. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue a whole bunch of them, one after the other, and then I will get back to you to show you the next step. Okay, so now I have glued 15 facing one way, and I'm going to start now with 15 more facing this way, and then I'm going to do a little flap on this side. So I'm going to glue now this side, 15 more. Okay, as you guys can see, I've already glued all my envelopes and made the 2 flaps on each side, as you can see right here. And I started cutting the little bags, and I'm using one of my design scissors. I'm not sure what you call it, but it has a little swiggle, and I'm making it look cute, so it's just not a plain cardboard. As you could see, well, that one came a little higher there, easy to fix. Okay, perfect. And so I'm going to continue cutting all those. Okay, so now that I've cut everything and they all look nice and even, we're going to place it where it needs to go. So the next step now is to glue this side to the edge over here. So it's going to sit like this. And then the other side is going to sit over here like this. Okay, Perfect. So now I'm going to glue that together here. Okay, so basically I have glued, and I also put a tape here to make sure it really stays, because either way I'm gonna glue this down here so you won't see the tape. And on the other side, once I do glue it and tape it, I'm also gonna put this flap down so you won't see the tape, but it's another way to make sure it stays. And so I'm gonna take care of that on the other side. And like I'll show you guys, I put adhesive on first to make it stay. Then I'm going to put some glue as well. Now we want to make sure that it lands right at the line. So once I got it on one side on the line, at the line, I can go check the other side. I'm sorry if I'm putting my head in the way. Okay, right there. It looks just about right. Make sure, actually no, needs to go right about there. And so I want to make sure I put tape on so it doesn't move while it's drying. It almost feels like you need two hands to do this part, but can't let go. Alright, so my tape didn't come out so great here. If you can get someone else to help you do that part, it'll be even better. You'll make sure that you do it right. Okay, so now you see it's nice and taped where it needs to go, and when it folds, you can see both ends are right there. It's coming out really nice. And so now I'm gonna glue this down over here. Alright, as you can see, I have put glue here, and then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it to the side panel. Let me make sure I do it right. And so, there we go. And if you want to make sure it attaches well, just you stick your hand in here, and then you know it's secure. Okay, so this side is done. And now we're going to do the other side. And I'll do that with you guys, so you guys can see. I'm running out of glue. This project requires a lot of glue. So make sure you have a new bottle if you're going to start this project. You don't want to start the project and not being able to finish it later. Okay, this side seemed to be much easier to do. Maybe it's because I got the hang of it. Okay, now this side is glued as well. Now we have to let it dry, so we have to let it sit and dry. And so the next step that we're going to work on is a magnet. I'm going to put a magnet here so when it opens and it closes, it attaches. And then we're going to have fun and decorate the outside. And then later on, make the cards that go in here for the recipes. Okay, so pretty much I've glued everything really well, especially these sides. And I'm waiting for these bags to dry inside because the glue has to dry inside. And that's going to take overnight. But as you guys can see, it opens up and you can now have openings to put your little recipes in here. And you could even decorate this area on both sides, or even in between you can decorate. I made these little cards where you can actually put recipes, and in the back they're different colors. Let me see if I can show you. In the back they're different colors, and you can pretty much put them in every slot. You grab here and you put it in here with your recipe, or you could put it facing this way so when you open it up it looks cute. And you can actually decorate this, you know, you could put little die cuts and make it look cute. So I made for all the slots. I actually bought these nice stickers that they're dimensional, and so I can decorate my box on the outside and the inside. I decided to put Velcro, and that's gonna work really well. The only thing is that I put the special glue that I had bought at Walmart, which is for all types of adhesive indoor. It's called Loctite Crafters, and it's basically to glue metal, anything, pretty much anything, and that's what I used. And it seems to be drying quick, but I want to leave it overnight. So we'll finish the project tomorrow by decorating our box, putting in our recipe cards, which are these, and just giving it the final touches. Okay everyone, so this is the final product finished. I put this little cupcake here to kind of give it some appearance at the front, and I do intend to put something cute here, maybe this little restaurant here, and put like a bowl across and then write recipes here. I'm not sure what I'm planning to do, but I will post a picture at the end when I do decide what I'm gonna do. But for now, it looks very cute, as you can see, all around. And if you open it up, in the end I decided to put Velcro. And if you look, there's the Velcro. And the reason why I decided to do Velcro is because the magnet was not doing so good. So when you open it up, you see you can put your recipes here. I made some recipe cards, and you could see here where there's the front where you could glue your recipe or write it however you like. And then I did these cute patterns that I did several of them. As you can see, I did even a white one in the back here, and red and yellow, and then pink, and so on. And basically what it is after you do your recipe, and you could decorate these very pretty with whatever you like to put, you just put it in the bag, and if it's nice and perfect in there, and you have your recipe. And over here with a label maker, you could put what recipes you have in each bag. But you see they open up, and you could put whatever you want in there. And I put stickers on them just to make it fun. And then over here in the back, it says Little Baker, and pretty much that's how the flap that goes over. So yeah, this is the project that I have done that I learned how to do on YouTube from someone else, and I decided to try it myself, and it was a lot of fun. And I hope that you get to try it yours as well, and please send me pictures of when you do decide to do it so I can see what it turns out like. Well, have a great day.